So Christ sacrificed at Golgotha, your skull, for your sins. But I think that's what they call an anagram, or a symbol for signs is sin. So Christ sacrificed in Golgotha, your skull, for somebody's sins, right? It's the confusion of what's good and bad. So it's been a time of mercy and grace. So for the decadent, twisted beings, which is at least half the population, to a certain to whatever different levels, it's like the pro-mask, pro-vax people who actually have the audacity to say shit like, if you don't get the forced needle in your arm, then you're infringing on my rights. Like, the irony of that is just so goddamn fucking absurd. But see, using words, which is symbolism, to confuse things in your head. So your Christability powers was sacrificed using this spellcasting, the symbolism, the signs, words and whatnot that clogs up your head. So that's what I think Christ died for, somebody's sins. So that way the time of mercy and grace for the weak who had inherited the earth, but they're losing it now. And every day their shit's being shown more and more of just how absurd they are. I wouldn't be too concerned with all this threat of the passport thing and whatnot. Without saying too much, it's just, with stuff like this, it's just exposing itself. And the people that are for it are exposing themselves. Now, that's just the way it's gonna go. And yeah, at least half the population is just, they're from the powerful ones, they've confused us and put us in anguish or whatever. And like our inner conflict and tension and confusion does give them power somehow. And that's what, like, if you just ignore them, and like, or when they do it, I've noticed this, when they like, especially if it's like, you know them personally, when they just come up with fucking bullshit at you, and like, if they get you going, then they get that little fucking smirk. If you instead say, they're coming up to me because I am the powerful one, I'm the one actually in control here, and look how decadent they are, and like, look at their sin, because they're the ones, like, they've been using the concept from the church of sin, which they had called basically your natural powers. They had confused you, sacrificed your Christ using sin, symbolism, letters of lust is bad, anger is bad. No, these are your natural tendencies. They flipped it. So like, what's actually like good and powerful and like your natural way that you're created in, they had called a sin. And see, that is the sin, is their war against life itself. That's what Christianity is, extreme nihilism. So yeah, Christ was the last sacrifice and it happened at Golgotha, your skull, for the sins, the signs, the Word. The Word had become the Lord. And another thing is, like, Christ was the last sacrifice. Like, was there other abilities other than Christ consciousness that was sacrificed before that? You know what I'm saying? your Christ ability was the last sacrifice, how much has been being sacrificed? Yeah.